The moment I walked into our 20-year high school reunion, I knew I had made a mistake. The ballroom was packed with familiar faces, old classmates, former teachers, and people I hadn't seen since graduation. I wore a simple dark suit. No designer logo. No expensive watch. Nothing that screamed money. Because that's exactly how I wanted it. 5 years earlier, I had started a small software company from my apartment. Today, that company was worth billions. But almost nobody from my past knew. Especially not my ex-wife, Jessica. I spotted her across the room. She looked exactly like I remembered, confident, perfectly dressed, and surrounded by people who laughed at everything she said. Then she saw me. Her smile disappeared. "Oh my God," she said loudly. "Is that Daniel?" Several people turned around. I smiled politely. "Hey, Jessica. It's been a long time." She looked me up and down. "Wow. You're still dressing like that?" A few people laughed. I didn't respond. Jessica walked closer. "I heard you never really made it after college." Someone asked, "Wait, you two were married?" Jessica laughed. "Unfortunately. But don't worry. I upgraded." Her new husband, Mark, stepped beside her. He was wearing an expensive suit and a luxury watch. Mark shook my hand with a smug smile. "So, Daniel, what do you do now?" "I run a technology company." Jessica burst out laughing. "A technology company?" She looked at everyone. Daniel used to dream about becoming a millionaire. Apparently, he's still dreaming. More laughter. I simply smiled. Some dreams take time. Jessica rolled her eyes. "Well, I hope you're doing better than when we divorced. Back then, you couldn't even afford a decent apartment." She had no idea. That decent apartment was now one of several properties I owned. She had no idea that the company I started from my tiny bedroom had just completed a $900 million acquisition. And she definitely had no idea that my personal net worth had crossed $2.3 billion. But I wasn't there to embarrass her. I was there because my former history teacher, Mr. Harris, had invited me personally. Then the microphone suddenly came on. "Everyone, we have a special announcement." The room became quiet. A woman from the organizing committee stepped onto the stage. "Tonight, we'd like to recognize one of our former students for an incredible achievement." I wasn't paying attention. Until she said my name. "Please welcome Daniel Carter, founder and CEO of Carter Technologies." The room went silent. I slowly stood up. Jessica's smile vanished. The host continued. "Daniel's company is now valued at over $4 billion and has created thousands of jobs across the United States." Everyone turned toward me. Mark stared at me. Jessica looked completely frozen. I walked to the stage. The applause grew louder. Mr. Harris shook my hand. "I'm proud of you, Daniel." I smiled. "Thank you. You taught me something important." "What?" "Never let someone else's opinion decide what you're capable of." The crowd applauded again. After the ceremony, Jessica approached me. "Daniel." I turned around. She looked nervous. "I didn't know." "I know. I'm sorry about what I said earlier." I nodded. "That's okay." She looked at me carefully. "Could we talk sometime?" I smiled politely. "Jessica, I think we've already had our conversation." She lowered her eyes. I walked away. Not because I wanted revenge. Not because I wanted to prove her wrong. But because years ago, I thought losing her meant losing everything. That night, I finally realized something. Sometimes the person who walks away from you isn't your biggest loss. Sometimes they're simply making room for the person you're meant to become. And as I left the reunion, I didn't look back, because my past had already seen me fail. My future was waiting to see me succeed.